Hi, in this video I'm going to give you a brief overview of the VBA editor. So when you open up Excel, you'll be brought into this, the standard home tab here with the file name as book 1. I haven't saved the file, so it's just at the default file name. So to get to the VBA editor, we go over here to developer. And if you don't have developer, it's really easy if you just go to file, options, customize ribbon, and right here in this area, developer. If you don't have developer visible, which is going to be the case if you haven't made it visible, because when you install Excel out of the box, the developer is not visible. So you want to make sure that this is checked if you want to do anything with Visual Basic. So now you go to the developer tab. You can see the Visual Basic button here. There's a shortcut, Alt F11. That's normally what I use when I want to get to Visual Basic, because no matter what tab I'm in, I can get to my VBA code. So if we click on here, this is the screen that will pop up. Looks like my properties window is a little funky. We'll see how it is. We can look here. If we view our properties window, okay. So basically, this is the interface for the VBA editor. Now I want to point out a few things here. This is going to be the tree where all of your code is stored. There's most of this you can ignore, because like this line right here is for the analysis tool pack. It has all the code behind that. This has the code behind the solver, and then here's some code from what I believe that also supports the analysis tool pack. So these three things we really can't ignore. But what we really want to pay attention to is this VBA project where it says book 1. And this right here is always going to be our file name. So right now, because I haven't changed the default file name, this is what it says is book 1. So when you come to the editor, you want to find out where your file is. And if you have multiple workbooks open, which I normally do at work, you'll want to go through and find the actual workbook that you want the code to be in and select that. So in this case, I'll just select my workbook. And then in order to have code, we need a module. And a module is basically just like a storage location or a file that we store all of our code. And so we come up here and we have to insert a module. And it adds that to our tree under module, and here's module 1. If you want to change the name for modules, you come over here to the properties, and under name you can rename it to whatever. So I'll just name it my module. It's important to note that you cannot have spaces in your module names. If you do, well, I'll show you what happens. There is a naming error, so it's not a legal object name. So if you want to have spaces in there, you need to underscore it. So my module. Okay. And you can have as many modules as you want, or multiple modules. I'll name this one as, my calculation. So the way that I name my modules is, in a lot of my spreadsheets, I'll have code that goes and gets data from other workbooks, and I'll have all that code under a module that's named like get data, and then all my calculation code would be in a module called calculation. I don't really know best practice. I've just learned kind of on the job, and I organize it the best way that I can that helps me troubleshoot my code. And when I go back to it after like 3 or 4 months when I don't remember how it's organized, that it's fairly intuitive to know where the code is that I need. And so that's how I name my modules. This is just a very basic overview of the VBA editor, how to create modules. In other videos we can talk about how to start writing code, and if we click on a module, it will show you can see this is how the module is. It's a clean slate of how you can write your code. But I hope that this gives you a good overview and will help you understand, how the VBA editor works from a basic point of view. I didn't talk about a lot of these things here. For the most part, I only use insert modules, and then when I want to run my code, I just use this run and the stop button. And when you get into your code, you can learn a little bit more about what these are for. But to get started, you really don't need to know what all these are for. We just need to have a basic understanding of how to navigate modules and find the modules for the workbook that we want to work on. So anyway, if you like this video, just leave a comment below and check out some of my other videos. Thanks.